Welcome, horror fam, to HHN 365, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast. My name is Mike, and I'm here with my co-host Duff.
Hey guys.
And our producer Nico.
Hey, how's it happening?
On today's show, we have a very special guest and a lot of fun things planned for you. But first, let's get to news and rumor stuff.
Yeah, basically nothing exciting. A few things did happen to the Halloween Horror Nights website, though. So now when you go onto the site, there's a pop-up that basically says, we'll be following CDC protocols to keep you safe. Stay tuned for more updates on that. So just a little blurb added. And we've also talked about how previously on other outlets, they've changed no masks in their rules to no costume masks. That is now also on the official website. So just a couple changes there. Kind of updating the website potentially for when they start bringing people to the website for the announcements. Speaking of the announcements, they're now, as of today, asking for permission to use more tweets begging for announcements. So that process is still going. So don't expect announcement like today or tomorrow. It's probably next week at this point.
Soon, though. I get the sense it's coming very soon. There was a rumor it was coming this week, but that did not happen.
Another thing is, we've talked about this before, but it's kind of starting to heat up a little bit, the rumors of no express and no alcohol, because one of the changes to the website was that they took the express blurb out. So there's no express passes mentioned on the Halloween Horror Nights website. So it seems like it's probably done. We kind of thought it was. We'd heard it was. Now it looks like, it's probably canned for this. Oh,
that's a big cut on their revenue.
And then to no alcohol, it's just kind of being talked about more, brought up a lot more. We don't really have any further details into that, but it's something to keep an eye on. Do you guys have any kind of guesses on what you'd think that would be? Do you think it's just completely dry event? Is Finnegan's going to be open? Maybe just beer?
It's hard to say.
What's their current policy right now? Are they currently serving alcohol?
They are currently serving in the parks.
Okay, then they will serve some sort of alcohol then.
So yeah, my guess is that they leave restaurants like Finnegan's, Duff Gardens, anywhere where you go in to eat as well. You could probably still grab a beer. I don't think they'll set up booths, however. And this isn't any educated info. This is just me guessing. Because they'd still want some of that revenue, but it'll definitely help decrease the drunkenness level of the crowd.
Right.
So it's something.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. My question was really, what does the no alcohol serve? And I guess it's a lot easier to enforce social distance if the crowd isn't all tipsy.
Just like anywhere. If there's a lot of drunk people, there's going to be a lot more rules broken. Just kind of how it works typically.
Right. So they're basically just trying to nip that in the bud real quick.
Mm-hmm. And then we did have one kind of new rumor pop up, and it's from the Inside Universal Forums Legacy of the Insider we typically talk about on here. Someone was inquiring about potentially extending the hours for HHN, and he just said yes, and then implied that it could actually be a 2-hour extension. What exactly that means, we aren't sure, of course. I don't think any of us think it'll be extended earlier. So we're not going to have Horror Nights starting at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I think we've kind of
that'd be hard.
Come together and agreed that we think it's more every night will be till 2 a.m. maybe.
Yeah, I don't see it going further than that. And
and then the reason that they would do this is there's potentially going to be longer queues. Even with the lower capacity because of the pulsing. So they're going to want you to be able to hit more houses in a night. Also, it'll allow people to filter in and out of the park throughout the day more. So there'll be less people in the park at the same time on average.
Sounds good on paper.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it being open till 2 a.m. every night. I probably won't take advantage of it very often, but it's nice to have it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it should be good for the profits there, because the longer it is for HHN, longer is that.
Yeah,
I know
HHN
y'all
in
too.
park spending is high.
Yeah, I know y'all were saying off mic that y'all don't think it could extend till 4. I still think it is possible that they also extend it on that end to maybe even 4:30. Just with that, I know just because of there's no convention crowd that's going to be there, nor is it going to be a large out of state or even out of area crowd there as well. So
I think that would just leave you with an extremely low attendance number in the last couple hours. That wouldn't be very profitable for him to stay open.
Yeah,
that's just my personal opinion on that.
Yeah,
it would affect the entire day, Nico. People don't want to buy an extreme, like the ones who are here. So there are still some people, not international necessarily, but there are some people coming from parts of the country to come to Orlando. They want to go to the theme parks, some of them, and if the theme park closes at 3 or 4 to get a 4:30 open, that would basically deter them to buy a one-day ticket. At least for if there was any night that was an event going on, a Halloween Hornets event, it would really deter them to start looking at maybe SeaWorld or the competitors. So I don't necessarily see them doing that early of a close.
Well, they can easily do that because they have a park right next door that they can keep open a little later. That's the reason. Like I see that happening.
Well, that is true.
Or they can be like, well, we can get this ticket, or we can get the Horror Nights ticket, and we experience the park like this as well. Because Universal doesn't really advertise the 1-day 1-park ticket. You have to ask for it. I mean, it's not even on the signs when you go and buy that. That's
it's still the most popular ticket that people buy, though. It's as someone who sells these tickets.
The 1-day 1-park is the most popular ticket.
Absolutely.
That whatever ticket company.
I would say, yeah. I mean, obviously,
wow.
I try to get them to buy a 1-day park to park, but people still like a 1-day park to park. You're looking at a close to $200 per person. So a one day base ticket is more near what a 1-day Disney ticket would be. So that's kind of what people usually buy.
Oh my god! I mean, it's just not for me. I don't think it's worth it for Universal Studios. Maybe Islands of Adventure.
Honestly, Universal Studios is probably what usually people end up buying, just because that's what people, when they think of Universal, they think of Universal Studios.
And then they screw up and realize, oh wait, we actually want to go to Islands of Adventure.
Well, we won't get on that because I love studios, and I'm not the biggest fan on islands, but that's a whole different story.
Like Nico said, though, we did talk about this a little bit off mic, and while I do agree with Mike, I did play devil's advocate, and I think it is a fair point. Mike was talking about how when you close the parks earlier, it deters people coming as day guests. However, if you look at the parks right now, it's like 95% locals, right? How much is that going to change come September? The locals are local, close, have an annual pass, know that HHN is taking place, so not caught off guard by the fact that the parks are closing early, or also they're just there for HHN as well. So I think if you're looking at in-park spending as an impact here, you're going to make more if you take away hours from day guests and implement it into HHN hours. I still don't think they're going to do it, but I could see why they would possibly try it.
God, it's so much fun just speculating on all this.
I could potentially see them doing certain nights, like say Friday nights. They would close that early, but they would definitely going to try to leave certain, when people are planning their schedule, they're like at least have a couple of nights where both parks are open till at least 5.
My personal guess is still that if this is an accurate rumor, that we're just going to basically see every night be 2 a.m. closings. We're not going to see the midnights or the 1s anymore.
All right. I think that about covers it for all the news and rumors. Duff, do you want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, absolutely. This one we've been working with for a little bit, getting this set up. We're super excited to have him on. You may have heard of this little site called HauntVault that's coming out, relaunching. And we have the co-founder, Eyegore. How's it going? Thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. All right, so Eyegore, tell us a little bit about what HauntVault is and how did it become about?
Absolutely. So you may have heard of our old site, which was HHN Vault. So that closed a few years ago, caused a whole slew of rumors of what happened. But we're really super excited to announce that we have come back. We're back from the dead as HAUNTVAULT. Interesting story about what happened in the transition between HHN-Vault and HAUNTVAULT. But basically, we've been working on this project. It was a group of small friends, me and two others, that were just kind of coming together with a love for Halloween Horror Nights. So we wanted to put it all together in almost like a yearbook of the past years of Halloween Horror Nights. So we brought together HHN-Vault. It was before the cutting edge of, Flash was still all the rage, if you remember that back in the day. But this was a static website. So it was like 390 bajillion pages of HHN-Vault. Really developed, we're really thankful, a cult following behind it. And then, it became really super overwhelming for our founders. We were all growing up, getting into our careers and kind of growing, if you will, over the various years that HHN-Vault was available. And we rebranded, a few false starts. It's a pretty daunting task, specifically when you basically end everything in 2006 and then all of a sudden have to come back to present day. So we had a few false starts, kind of revving up like a lawnmower or a chainsaw in this instance. And then we came back as HAUNTVAULT because HHN is actually trademarked. So that was an interesting little doodad for us to learn.
Write that down.
Yeah, we should definitely write that down for sure.
Yeah, so that discussion blew up into a much larger discussion of, well, if we're removing HHN from our title and doing HAUNTVAULT, that really is a generic term. So that kind of opened the floodgates, if you will, for it to pour in, Hollow Scream at Busch Gardens and SeaWorld, opening this up to much further than just Orlando. So really what HAUNTVAULT is, for anyone that's not familiar, is it is the Necronomicon, if you will, of online websites. So when we launch, and I do have a little bit of news on that, but when we do launch, we'll be the world's largest haunt attraction website around. So we're really excited about that. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking Halloween Horror Nights, Busch Gardens and SeaWorld's Hollow Scream, and then Not Scary Farm, and going all the way back to the 1970s or as far back as they go, and looking at them from a worldwide perspective. So we have Halloween Horror Nights in Japan, Singapore, Orlando, Hollywood, and then you have Hollow Scream, which is in Virginia, Texas, and of course Tampa, Florida. And then you have Not Scary Farm, which is in California. So we're looking all the way back in the history books of, everything that was going on. We spent over 6 years doing research. So this is really the culmination of all of our hard work, all of our fans, everything coming together in one. So we're really stoked and drum roll, if you will. We'll be actually launching this haunt season. So we're incredibly excited to announce that here on this podcast, but we're super stoked to really be rolling it out in a big blood red carpet and kicking this side off the way it's meant to be. We're stoked about it.
Yeah, we're both really excited as well.
Oh, that's exciting.
Sure. So you heard it here. This fall, you can expect to see HAUNTVAULT launching.
Absolutely. So we do have the Society, which is kind of our cloaked membership crew. It's completely free to join. So if anyone wants to join that now, we have thousands of members that are currently active, and you can create a profile, do all this stuff. You can go to society.hauntvault.com. Again, completely free to enroll, and that'll actually give you a lot of really fun things, including our point system, which is something we announced, I think it's 2 months ago now. Time flies when you're stuck in COVID. But basically, the more you interact with our site when the site does open, the more points you earn. And the points can actually be earned a plethora of ways, whether you stumble upon them or you actually pursue them throughout the site. So you can mark each event that you've attended as you go through our site. You can also, comment back and forth with other members. It is really all about interactivity and really, living and breathing the vault. So you earn points for interacting with our site like never before. So we're really excited to debut that. And then you can actually exchange those points for different things. You can earn electronic badges. It's very similar to the games that, we were inspired by at Halloween Horror Nights. So you can actually exchange those points for things in our shop. So we're really excited that our members have that opportunity and can do all of those things.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I better warn my wife now that come the fall, I'm just going to be addicted to HAUNTVAULT.
Right? And you guys saw our candles, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those look amazing.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. That's been a whole, one thing that we will talk about, and we always do talk about when we talk about our shop, is we didn't want to do like, half-ass knickknacks. We wanted to do things that were incredibly well-researched, working with local vendors, working with local artists. So of course we have, Wendy Guts, we have Skipper Haas on our shop. We partner with Expedition Theme Park. I mean, we really, with you guys, we really knock it out of the park, and we do the best things in our shop that we possibly can with the best materials. And, these candles, man, this is an adventure. I never thought it'd take so much time, or how much science is behind developing your own smells. But we were asked the question the other day. I got an email that was like, what does a funeral parlor smell like? And I was trying to figure that conversation out. So there's a lot of times where, we have a Albert Kane candle, or the Kane Funeral Home candle, that is inspired by the caretaker and kind of really does smell like you've dug into a grave. So you get that earthy smell. These aren't necessarily gross candles either. So it would be something that you'd want to light in your house and be like, oh, I get it. Like you feel that, like you get, with that candle specifically, you get like dead roses smell, like unearthed dirt. It's a really interesting, complex, kind of all hitting you at once when you get it. And then when it's burning, it's even more different. So there's science to it that we never thought. One thing we are super proud of is that intoxicating house construction smell. Everyone gets it. Your first time at Horror Nights, you walk in and you're like, this is it. Like, this is real. When you walk back, backstage, you get that waft and you know exactly where you're at.
Absolutely.
So that took months for us to continue with all of our folks going back and forth. And we're like, more sawdust, more, how do you formulate, fear? But anticipation is definitely an ingredient in there. So that's really neat. And then we also have Terra Cruentis, which basically smells like burning. That's the best way to put it. So it's this really cool, complex smell. We actually had worked with scientists to develop the smells, and they're not off the shelf at all. So these are all custom. We own the rights to them. So it's who thought that we would go down this road and we'd be developing our own candles and doing pseudoscience.
That's amazing. And like you said, like that must have been a lot of work, because these aren't like typical candle scents by any means. So I'm sure there wasn't really much to go off of outside of more natural sense. Like there was no candle to fall back on, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like this.
Yeah, we don't have really like a baseline to go off of, so it couldn't be like, oh, we want to do patchouli, or it's not like you have like fresh cut grass. We're like, hey, can you get like the smell of dirt that has just been unearthed? Sure, I guess so. So having those conversations, those conference calls has been definitely a learning curve for the scent houses that we work with. We actually have two that we work with, and then we work with a local female-owned candle company to actually make the candles themselves. So again, it's that kind of stuff. We do take a lot of care into, if we're going to put our name on something, it's going to be the best thing around. And I say that from wearing a HAUNTVAULT shirt right now. These are the most comfortable shirts in the world. So we did a lot of research, and we made sure that we're doing the best for our customers and our members.
Oh yeah, I totally believe that, because if you're listening, if you haven't looked at the HAUNTVAULT shop before, every design they put out is fantastic. You just go through every item, and there's not one that you will dislike. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I especially love the Skipper Haas Carry Ohio poster. I really, really love that.
Yeah,
poster.
that's really cool.
Great.
Yeah, he literally came to us and was like, hey, do you guys want to like partner together? And I was like, oh my God, like you fanboy out a little bit. So I have this Creature from the Black Lagoon print, and then right next to that, I have the Carry Ohio print.
Yeah, it turned out.
They are absolutely fantastic. Everything Skipper Haas does is great. So understandably so.
Truly. Him and Wendy Guts are always at the forefront.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, her stuff's amazing.
I can't wait to see those Hawaiian shirts when they're done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw the tweet today and I was like, cool, just take my money now. Like,
yeah, right.
Just take it.
I don't wear Hawaiian shirts, but I will now, I guess. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it speaks a lot
I know what I'll be wearing.
to the site too, that after the gap and through the relaunching process, that the supporters and the members are still so active and kind of just hardcore for HAUNTVAULT.
Yeah, our Discord has been blowing up. So it's been really, we are so, overwhelmed and overjoyed by our our members. Their passion drives us, and we have this monstrous Excel document that has all of our years built into it that we keep under lock and key. But it's not always the most glamorous thing to be updating that for 7 hours in a day. So it's been interesting to deal with all of that, and then dealing with making sure that we're paying tribute and homage. This is truly our love letter to all of the haunted events, and making sure that we're doing what's best for not only our fans, but also we do work with all the haunted events. If you saw the Helping Haunts, we contributed quite a bit to that. We came out with our comic. We got our comic signed by the greats in the art and design over at Universal. Mm-hmm. So TJ Manarino signed it. That entire creative team signed it, which is incredible to see. So we wanted to make sure that we were helping as much as we could with everything going on in the world. And COVID's been so scary and everything's been so unsure that we wanted to do what's best for the community. Oh
yeah, I think I speak for all of us when I say the thing that we're most proud of doing with HHN 365 is working on Helping Haunts. And all the amazing creators who gave items like yourself to the raffle. Speaking of raffles, you can't enter that anymore, but still go listen to the episode, neozaz.com /helping-haunts. By the way, just donate $1, get the episode. It was fantastic. Quick shout out there. But yeah, Helping Haunts was absolutely amazing to be a part of. And that raffle had so many amazing prizes that I kind of wanted to win it. I was a little jealous that I couldn't, but it's okay. It's all right. Yeah.
Wait, you mean we can't win?
Yeah, I've been told that we're disqualified, unfortunately.
It's not fair.
And I was trying to get like 10 entries, but nope.
I know.
Nothing.
All right. But can your girlfriend win, Duff? You could just your dog.
You know what?
Dessa.
Dessa. Hunter pulls it out. Dessa, what is that?
What is that?
I wish, but no, I won't do that. I want someone deserving to win it. I'm happy to just be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Us too. So do we want to announce something new coming up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Would you
sure.
Like to announce that? I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, so we are thrilled to announce tonight, the first time, another first, that we will be collaborating with you guys on the podcast with the 365 crew to release something new and very exciting on our shop. Again, the best things around, so why not go to the best podcasts around and really, show some love. And so we're excited to work with you guys.
Yeah, we are ecstatic about this. And unfortunately, if you're listening, we don't have any details. Well, we have the details, but we're not going to give them to you.
Right. We're still working out some kinks. So.
But once that's fully completed, we're excited to share that and make that available on HauntVault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be all over Twitter as soon as it's available. So don't berate us with comments. I promise it will be out soon.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Maybe by the time, well, probably not available on the shop, but maybe we'll have some more by the time this episode comes out even. We'll see. No promises.
All right. Are we ready to hop right into the main segment of our show?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, in honor of having Eyegore from HauntVault here, we kind of wanted to talk about some of our best T-shirt designs from years past. So we have made a top 10 list of our favorite HHN T-shirts. And we also have a couple, before we get to our top favorites, we have a couple of dishonorable mentions we wanted to talk about first. A few that we thought missed the mark a little bit. Not really our style. We have very distinct taste when it comes to HHN shirts. We realized while researching this, didn't we, Duff?
Yeah, basically old ones.
Yeah, basically. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Eyegore, do you have a couple of favorite off the top of your head? Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so we collect them a lot, and we also get a ton of photos sent to us, and our contributors really do love the shirts a lot. I always love anything that has that fake blood on it. I always am I stand that hardcore. So don't judge me too much, but if it has the fake blood on it, I'm usually
You're not alone. You're not alone. Those are very popular. We'll get to our opinion on those probably at some point.
We are big fans.
Hint, hint. but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Right. So, Duff, do you want to talk about the first dishonorable mention?
Yeah. So these aren't really any particular order. We're only going to do a few of them. But the first one we chose is the house shirt from HHN 14. And that's kind of because it started that very basic house shirt trend. It just kind of has "I survived" in a boxed in font. The Halloween Horror Nights basic logo says 2004 on the front. And and on the back, but next to the houses, it has like check marks next to the houses, like, a completionist, like it's Food and Wine or something. Yeah. So it's kind of just not a great shirt in general, but also because it started the trend that we don't really love that much, it got extra points.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to make all of these available. Actually, I'm probably going to put them on Twitter, make it a lot easier. It'll be on our Twitter, and it'll also be in the description of the podcast as well.
No, I think this would have been better if the little check boxes were actually empty, and that after you went through the house, there was like someone just like stamped the shirt. I think that would have probably made this better. You just go like, "Oh, okay, completed."
You're walking out of the house, a house attendant just smacks you on the back with the thing.
Yep.
The
There you
Talk
go.
about interactive.
The
Yeah,
last
there you go.
character gets you right there.
It's like stamped. You did it.
Wear this glowing green bracelet if you want him to stamp you.
In graveyard games, they take a spray paint and they just spray a check mark on it.
I'd pay extra for that, actually.
All right.
So you can definitely have the
yeah.
next one because of
Yeah.
reasons that they'll
Yeah,
know.
I'll cover the next one. So if you listen to the show, you know that my favorite year is HHN 21. But the HHN 21 shirt and the year prior, I'm going to lump these in and call them the Ed Hardy years. The shirts look very... and for HHN 1, it does definitely kind of fits the theme a little bit, but definitely not something that I would catch myself wearing maybe outside of HHN. It looks very, very early 2010s. It fits the time, I guess.
Which is very unfortunate now.
Yeah, both of them. I like 21 maybe a little bit better just because I'm biased to 21, but they're both good, just not very good.
See, I'd argue that maybe 21's a little bit worse because the front graphic is kind of too much, where HHN 20s just kind of says a new age of darkness begins. So a little less offensive to my eyes.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts? And you can admit if you like them, Nico or Eyegore. What do you guys think of these shirts?
Yeah, not my style.
Yeah, they're a little too bright for me, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a Lady Luck stan, but
Me too.
I don't, something about the bright red just doesn't do it for me.
It's very busy too. It's a very busy shirt.
Yeah. That 21 is just,
Yeah,
that's rough.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that had to happen to your year, Mike.
I know.
I like the New Age of Darkness. I like that, but the rest of the shirt's like,
Yeah. Turn around and it gets very, as Mike would say, Ed Hardy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'll hear along the way, we're just not really big fans of kind of like we're gonna just list all the houses, like we're just like a band and we just had a tour or something, and we're just like Oklahoma and New Jersey. We're not necessarily a big fan of that style of HHN shirt where it just lists all the houses. Yeah. We like things that are a little bit more I don't know, simplistic. Is that
I think so.
The word?
More simplistic. And then I don't think we hate every design for that type of shirt. There's a few exceptions, like where last year you really liked the arcade one.
Yeah, I love the arcade cabinet. I think that's, if they're gonna do it, that was definitely the way to do it. Is the arcade tech cabinet? I think it kind of fit the theme. It was all not kind of all each logo they tried to basically make it fit that thing, so it was all very like fitting together. it was still busy, but I think it still worked.
Yeah, it was better than most. And then we do have one more dishonorable mention, and we had to throw something like this out there. Going back to Horror Nights 23, so we're talking about a Walking Dead shirt. This one had like a Walking Dead crawler, just kind of 3D effect coming out to grab you, and has big Walking Dead right across it, in the palm of his hand, and it's kind of horrible.
Nothing like the AMC logo sticking right out on that shirt.
Yeah, all the Walking Dead ones were pretty bad. This one took the cake.
Yeah, this graphic just takes up like the whole shirt, and it's no.
All right, well, let's get into the good ones. Let's hop right into it. Duff, do you want to do? These ones are in order. Do you want to do top 10?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start at 10 and make our way to our favorite. At 10, we're going to go back to HHN 19. There was a ripped from the silver screen shirt where there are rips across the shirt revealing different IPs, including Saw, Chucky. And I think, Mike, your response was I drunk when I picked this? Because I don't like it that much.
It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but I know you do like it. But it's... I do.
It's kind of different than a typical Horror Nights graphic tee, so I like it for being a bit unique. I knock it for only having IPs, as I'm a big original guy. I prefer to have like icons on the shirt, but I do kind of enjoy the style as a whole.
What do you guys think, Nico and Eyegore?
Got that fake blood, so I'm happy.
Yep, it does. And it actually utilizes the fake blood pretty well, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. It actually has like the splatters by the rips. It's nice.
Yeah, exactly, as it should be. I don't know. I always go back to, when I look at these shirts, I always go back to those bomb websites that I used to have. So every time I see this, I think of, that going through the lobby and doing all of that. So the reminiscence.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I can definitely feel that.
All right.
And then also that shirt, the back is blank. So just the front there.
So moving on to shirt number 9. This one I championed. Duff, I know you were a little bit on the fence of adding this one. Another one that just kind of focuses on the IPs, that would be from HHN 29, specifically kind of the ringer tee that has like a mashup of like a Stay Puft and the Universal Monsters and the Stranger Things guys and Killer Clowns, kind of all very like synth wavy colors. I love this shirt. I didn't get to pick it up. I'm sure I'll find it on the aftermarket. But yeah, this is one that I would definitely wear.
Again, if you've listened to this podcast before, it has synthwave, so Mike automatically loves it.
I do really like it, and it has some great IPs on it, done in a very really fun way.
Yeah,
I like the pop of white as well.
Yeah, I love the ringer. The
ringer is really good.
I like the contrast in ringer shirts like that. That is really nice. We should also add that right on the back, like kind of on the neckline. It says "Fear to the Max."
Yeah, I like that little touch. It's not too giant. I know I was championing to get the maximum screamage one in this list.
Not happening.
You did not like how big that was.
No, it wasn't how big it was. I don't know. I just didn't really like it. It was too. I don't know. Well, I wasn't a fan. I like the font and the kind of like synthwavy style, but just overall didn't like the shirt.
I mean, I love any shirt that has more than just 2 colors on it, like red and like a darker red or orange. So this shirt really knocks it out of the park for me.
Yeah, this was our compromise. I wanted the arcade cabinet maximum screenage. We settled for this one. Duff was allowed me to include it.
I let him have it.
Yeah, that's a good toss up though.
I don't hate this one. I just would not put it in my top 10. That's all.
All right. But you do like this next one a lot.
I love this next one. So I'll be very honest. It's more due to what the shirt means than the actual design of the shirt. We're going back to HHN 27 and Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure Farewell Tour shirt. I mean, honestly, the front is a little crowded. A lot of words. Has Bill and Ted sitting on top of the telephone booth. Also has the Horror Nights logo there at the bottom. And on the back, it just has farewell tour printed across the back. You listened to the last episode, possibly. You know that we spent way too long talking about Bill and Ted. So that's all you need to know about why I like this shirt.
Yeah, we both love Bill and Ted. So it kind of is. Don't they always use that same Bill and Ted logo, though, for the most part? So it's kind of just a standard Bill and Ted shirt.
Similar. Like they'll usually use that, like the standard Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure, and them posing in some way on the shirt as well.
Right.
This one also just includes farewell dudes.
Yeah.
There was one from HHN 11, I believe, that used like green and like a matrixy kind of font.
Oh, I do remember that one. Yeah,
that was pretty different. I'd actually like to pick that up. That'd be cool. But anyways,
try to find that one.
Yeah, you gotta love 7 fonts on one shirt.
Yeah.
There's 6 different on the front, and then there's the MASH stamp on the back of whatever font that is. But
again,
the farewell tour is a really nice touch.
This is not on here for its actual design by any means.
Duff is just a Bill, or Nico is just a Bill and Ted's hater.
Yeah, that's
we've
true.
established that last. He's never seen it, by the way.
No clowns, no Bill and Ted. No clowns.
All right. Moving on to the next one, number 7. This one, we're going to go all the way back to HHN 8. This is kind of one of the iconic ones. It says the I Survived Halloween Horror Nights 8, and then 1998 Universal Studios Florida with kind of the popping out font. And then on the front is that has like the kind of, what do we even call that? Like the melting mummy.
I mean, that's
it was one of the mummy years, though, right?
I guess it's kind of supposed to be like the mummy popping out, like kind of stretching through the shirt almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, because I remember looking at some of the others. Like there was like the mummy had like all. There was another one that was like he was losing all of his like unwrap.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of those. This was better than that, though.
Iconic Horror Nights shirts. The font they use in the I Survived Halloween Horror Nights part has been used for multiple years, as you may see later. It's just one of those shirts that you pick because even though I didn't go at that point, but I'm still nostalgic for this shirt for some reason.
Yes.
It's so simple. It's just so simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of rumors going around about retro merch for this year, and I really, really hope that some of them are true, so we can get things more like this. Yeah. This is our bread and butter.
It's like the back of the shirt. If you gave me exactly that, I Survived Halloween Horror Nights 30. Perfect. I'm happy. Thank you.
Take my money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
You'll hear more about some things we'd like to see this year too. Just hold on.
All right, Duff, do you want to take the next one?
Sure. So now we're gonna go to HHN 7. And remember, hey. Remember how we said the same kind of design would be featured later? Well, it's right now. I Survived Halloween Horror Nights 7. Very similar font, a little more colorful.
I like it better here, honestly.
More yellow orange. This one is like yellow and then like kind of a red that really pops behind it. This one on the front is a little more interesting design. So it's going to show someone's eye. The eyelid is being ripped up by what would you call it? Like a little
a demon.
Like a little demon.
A demon.
A little
goblin.
green, yeah.
Right. A little like green demon. And he's lifting his eyelid up. It's very interesting. Yeah. But also very iconic shirt. This is something you would not see today. Anything like this.
No, thank goodness.
So again, being so unique is kind of like what draws me to it.
I get the sense you love this shirt, Nico. You really like it.
Ow, my eye. I'm not supposed to get demons in it.
I adore this shirt. This is one of them that I'm going to troll eBay until I can find this shirt. I love it.
God,
I want this so bad.
this just brings like the same body horror I get from like the cover of the Butthole Surfers album with the pencil in the ear. Like that's kind of like the feeling I'm getting looking at this.
Well, it kind of comes from that same era.
Now, Eyegore, I kind of want to make an eye pun, but I will not do that. And I'll just ask you how you like the shirt.
I do. This is very nostalgic for me. So when we go back and we were doing all of our research, we have the actual image from this. So it is very creepy. It is, it was seeing the commercial and back when we used to sell Pepsi in the parks still feels wrong to say, but it is cool to see the demon flying in.
Definitely. Nick, I'm buying you this shirt for your birthday, just so you know.
Oh boy. I'll wear it for you.
Duff, we're into some that you definitely love, so I'm going to let you take the next couple, just because I know you're very passionate about some of these. I'm going to let you take it.
First of all, someone's about to get HHN bingo real quick. HHN 365. There's a few things on here. First of all, this is HHN 12. Islands of Fear. We have to talk about it every episode because why not?
The craziest year ever.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, the front design of this shirt is not so great. It's kind of like one of the pocket logos, just the location, doesn't have an actual pocket. It has the Halloween Horror Nights logo centered. Your time has come above that. And on the back, however, it has basically centered the skyline of Islands of Adventure. On the bottom, Halloween Horror Nights, Islands of Fear, 2002, kind of the water, the lagoon of Islands of Adventure in red. And on top of that, like kind of in the sky, is the caretaker's face. And this shirt looks so badass. And I love the caretaker. And I'm excited.
It's a good shirt.
So you actually like this one, Nico?
Oh, I really do like. Well, anything with 2002 caretaker in it. It's like that the Travel Channel burned this into my memory. So
forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
Did you guys see, not to bring it back on HauntVault, but did you guys see or listen to our if you call our phone number, that voice may sound very familiar to you.
Oh wow.
Oh,
we need to try and do that.
Okay. I think I have something to do when we're done.
It was a very, very fun recording session, but yes.
I don't even actually know 100% what it is. I'm just assuming by what you said, but I'm already very jealous that happened.
Yeah.
So I'll move on to the next.
Up our sleeves.
Oh, hi. Nico, you got some tricks like that waiting for us, maybe?
Maybe we'll try to figure this out.
He just has a Joe Exotic voice.
No. What do you mean? What do you mean, Joe?
Joe was actually calling, and Santa. and Sid.
Sid from Graveyard Games.
Man, you've got a lot of voices for us. This is all right. So the next shirt, we're going to stay with HHN 12. This one I put above Caretaker because it got rid of the kind of crappy front and just put the very similar back image on the front. It's going to have the skyline of Islands of Adventure. Kind of takes out the lagoon. Has Halloween Horror Nights, Island of Fear, 2002 underneath. And then it has fucking Carnage. Kind of like leaping out above the skyline. And it's incredible.
It's so good.
Yo. In 2002, me would not take this shirt off. Like, this would be my favorite shirt. Like, 15-year-old, 16-year-old me, I would be wearing the shirt all the time.
Oh, absolutely. I'd wear this shirt like every day right now.
I'm digging the sleeve design as well. I always love when they do little pop-ups of stuff like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And I like this one a lot too because it's not like too intrusive. Like the current UOAP ones are very large and take up like the whole sleeve. This one's just a nice little trim there along the bottom.
Yeah, simple.
Perfect.
I do have two nitpicky things with this. I don't like that it says Carnage. Like, I think that's a little tacky, where it's like it just says its name. Like, oh, in case you forgot here. And who else here considers Dudley Do-Rights to be part of the skyline for IOA? Because like that's what my eye is drawn towards. It's that dang Mountie hat on this shirt.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? I'm like, oh, that's Dudley.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't completely notice that, but I really fucking love that. Now that I see it. You made me like the shirt more. Congratulations.
His big face over Dudley Two Rights rips off vaults.
I think they had to put Carnage just so people knew it was Carnage, and it's not like, there's a Venom on your shirt. Like,
oh, that's right.
Red Venom.
Red Venom.
Yeah, I think they probably had to put that on there.
Anyways, I could have potentially put this shirt at number 1. I'm just saying. It's just kind of out there and badass, and I like both of those things together very much.
All right. Well, speaking of annual pass shirt, this next one is from HHN 28. It's basically kind of has one of those rotting pumpkins from Twister Tradition. It's kind of gone on like a green background, and it has just a kind of a basic Universal Studios, Universal Orlando Halloween Horror Nights logo in the front. Very basic, badass shirt.
Yeah, it was definitely the best shirt of the year, and honestly, the first time in like 10 years that I liked one of the shirts a lot, because there was a stretch there, 2010 to 2018, where wasn't much. Definitely wasn't much I liked. So I was
Wasn't
happy
it the first time we saw this logo too? With the pointy like knife R. That's what I always call it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, so
I think
this is kind of where they advanced it. I mean, it kind of, you think it's more of an 80s thing, or is it kind of a to stay thing? I'm not really sure how
it does give you 80s vibe. It was like a precursor to obviously the next year, but you can tell there's like scan lines behind the pumpkin. And then of course that was the year you kind of got the glitchy Horror Nights logo. I love that logo.
Yeah, I love the glitchy
really
one.
good.
Very good.
Again, especially when the years prior literally had the same exact logo and then just slapped the year underneath it. So it was nice to see something different finally.
Don't like that sleeve though. Not digging that.
So this
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
I don't hate it, but the UOAP is just kind of like the whole sleeve. And I'm one of those people who doesn't want to say pass holder. Like, I like stuff on the sleeve, but I don't like if it says like pass holder, team member, cast member, all that. Like, I don't like showing that off personally.
Yeah, like I want to buy the exclusive stuff, but it just gets me right down there at the end. It says pass holder. I'm like, God dang it, come on. I'm like, I want to buy the shirt, but now I won't because of this.
That actually ruined a little bit off topic, but they released last year the throwback shirts for UOAPs, and it said pass holder like right along the stomach, and I was like, oh, I do not want this anymore.
Yeah, especially with me, because it would just say ass holder when I wear it. So that's why I really don't like them.
All right, Duff. I know how much you love the least this next one, so I'm gonna let you take it.
Okay, so this one, while very nostalgic, got it up here, is also a badass shirt in an iconic Horror Nights design. We're going back to HHN-16, the Sweet 16 shirt, where you have the director, Jack, caretaker, and storyteller around a birthday cake with the lit candles. We have something for you, Eyegore. The Sweet is kind of in that like blood font, so it is right up your alley. Yep. 16 is candles, and this was my first year at the event, so lots of nostalgia for me. It's just kind of perfection. It literally checks every box I could ever want in a Horror Nights shirt.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely fits that era really, really well. I love how the 1 in 16 is just like a random finger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it.
God, I don't like that.
I'm giving you the willies, Nick.
It's giving me the willies. Like, who cuts their nail at a perfect like square at the top?
That's a valid point.
Yeah, and there's like no blood dripping from the bottom. Like, maybe there's a little bit from the bottom of that, but it looks kind of like a corn dog with like something attached to the top of it.
Maybe it spent some time in the freezer. Like,
that's
not dripping blood.
Or it could be chili dropping off of it. It was around this time when that happened.
Maybe it is a corn dog. Who knows?
Was that a finger in the chili reference?
Yeah, that's
to Wendy's?
yeah. That one goes over some of our younger listeners.
It took me a second. Like, what is? Oh, he's referring to that Wendy's.
The woman who froze a finger and then put it in her chili.
To con Wendy's.
Dedication.
Yeah, right.
You know, that would make like a great house premise, or like at least a segment of the house.
If you don't have actual Wendy jumping out with pigtails, I'm going to be very upset.
Oh yes, please.
The name of the house could be "Where's the Beef?"
Hell yeah, I'm done.
All right, Eyegore, how do you feel about the shirt?
I love this shirt. My only caveat with this shirt is, to me, I know that's the press caretaker, but that's not the true caretaker. And I'm such a purist of the icons. So I know that was the press one from the commercials. I get it. But, you know, you only got Bryce in my mind.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair point.
Yeah. All right. Duff, I'll let you take the last one as well. I know you're very past. I love the shirt too.
No, I think you love it more. You got it. Go ahead.
All right. So our number one shirt, and I think we both agreed on this one.
Yeah.
Right. This is the classic 1992 Halloween Horror Nights with the pumpkin getting sliced by the chainsaw and the pumpkin guts going everywhere, and with the dates under it, and you have that amazing green lettering with the orange. It's kind of the iconic Halloween Horror Nights shirt.
Yeah, it's technically the first ever Halloween Horror Nights shirt, of course. And I love that it calls back to the chainsaw pumpkin logo from '86 in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a great look. They even improved it from '86. '86 was just kind of more like the chainsaw and the pumpkin being cut into. They've kind of added more like pumpkin guts flying and underneath it. It's actually bleeding. It's red. It's not just pumpkin guts. The font and the colors are fantastic. And I know both of us aren't fans when they put like dates on stuff. It actually has the October 23rd, 4th, 9th, 30th, and 31st on there. We usually hate that.
Yeah, it actually works.
The way
on this
this kind of arches there at the bottom and fits in with the logo, I have no qualms with that.
Absolutely gorgeous shirt.
Yeah, I know
the logos are incredible.
Yeah, and they have one very similar that next year. I think we like this one a little bit better, right, Duff?
Yeah. So the one that in '93, it was a bit more kind of 3D effect. The pumpkin looked a little less cartoony, more real. There was less like pumpkin guts and stuff going on. That one also didn't have the year or dates on it. It just had Universal Studios Florida, Halloween Horror Nights. The color scheme was slightly different. This one came out. Actually, honestly, I think we liked it quite a bit more. Just these little things changed it so much for us.
The Universal Studios Florida logo, just that logo is so good. What else has that been on?
I don't know if it's included in anything outside of Horror Nights. Not that I can recall.
That's
I love it though.
That's so good. Like making it 3D and then putting it at the bottom, like it's kind of floating out towards you. It's so good. I can't get over that. I love this so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is number one. None of these other shirts come anywhere. In my opinion, don't come close to this. This is great.
Eyegore, do you think it's deserving of the top spot?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I want that USF logo to come back and stay.
Oh my god!
Yes,
like
please.
if that goes on retro merch, I would.
Oh,
so
yeah, gobble it up.
Yeah, I mean that's the rumor. The rumor in the retro merch is going to be definitely focused on kind of the early years, and
this
hopefully
would have to be one of them, right? It would have to be.
Yeah, this would have. Yeah, I hope.
I mean, this is a non-IP shirt. It should be easy, I would assume.
Yeah. Exactly. I would assume they own the rights. They used it at least 3 times, so it shouldn't be tough to get it.
The blurring of the blades and the flying of the pieces. Oh man, it's so good.
Classic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Everyone here would agree. Top shirt Halloween Horror Nights has ever produced. The first one that ever actually featured the word Halloween Horror Nights on it. So that's kind of sad at the same time.
Well, Nico, Eyegore listeners, thank you for letting us nerd out about some t-shirts.
Hopefully you're following along on Twitter or somewhere that we post this. Otherwise, I don't know if our descriptions did these justice.
Oh yeah, definitely pull up we'll try to put them in the show notes or something. You kind of have to play along on this one and have the shirts pulled up.
We'll make sure it's available for you to follow along. If you're listening in the car, I'm so sorry.
Just close your eye. Wait, no, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Just like when you're looking out at the 408 or I-4, just keep your eyes open and just imagine these shirts are lining the roads.
I don't know if that's safe either.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe focus on driving. We promote safe driving. Wear your seatbelt.
Wear your
turn
mask.
on your flash when it's raining. All that good stuff.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Hazards, I mean. I said flash.
Your
Hazards.
flash.
Sorry, guys.
Keep your flash off.
Well, Eyegore, we really, really appreciate you coming on the show, and thank you so much.
Of course, thank you guys for having me.
All right. Well, I think that basically wraps up the main segment. Thank you so much again, Eyegore from HAUNTVAULT. Duff, what's his social media?
Yeah, at Twitter, you can follow him at HauntVault. And then you should also visit their site, HauntVault.com. As he was saying, you can sign up for a membership right now and be ready for that relaunch.
Oh, I'm excited for that relaunch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
I need to start
Going to
prepping
be
my wife and family that I'm going to be just racking up points for free t-shirts. That's such a fun idea. I'm so excited for that.
Oh, I love it. The fact that they're coming back is an amazing thing for the Horror Nights community as a whole.
Yes, absolutely. I'm super
And
hot.
A shirt that we're collabing on. Come on.
Yeah,
can't
keep your
wait.
eyes out for that. Then that's going to be fun.
Y'all are going to have to get that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week, and we'll see you in the streets.